Yes guys, and welcome back to the channel. And if you're new around here and you enjoy football betting and talking about football bets and tips and predictions, then you have found the right place. So if you do enjoy this video, then make sure you hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos. Now, I do normally upload about 3 times a week. I've just been crazy busy. I've been in Spain for 2 weeks, got back the other day. But I had to quickly find time to record this video for you guys so you have some matches to keep an eye on for Saturday the 3rd of May. So here we are. I'm going to try and do this video without editing. I just want to quickly make it, upload it, and you can watch it straight away because we've got no time to waste. So with this video, I have picked out 4 matches for Saturday. Most of them are for goals, but I'll explain that in a little bit in more detail in a sec. Most of you guys already know the score, but I'll explain it just in case. But I have picked out one game for the championship because the championship tomorrow, it's the last game of the season and it's a madness. You know, you've got teams fighting for a playoff spot. I think there's quite a few teams involved. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams, I think, who can still get a playoff spot tomorrow. And then at the other end of the table, you've got the relegation teams. There's, I think, about 5 teams involved with that. So it's a madness. The championship at 12:30 tomorrow will be a madness. Definitely keep an eye on all them teams involved. Just look at the league table and you see what ones are involved. But I have picked out one game for this. My key game, which I think has good odds. And yeah, I think this is a key one. This is the main key one. So I'm going for the West Brom versus Luton game here. Now I've picked this one out because West Brom at the moment, they sit 10th. They got 61 points. They were pushing for a promotion / playoff spot at the beginning and middle of season, but they've dropped off. And there's no chance of them getting a playoff spot now. So they're on holiday. Them players don't give a shit. Let's face it. There's nothing really to fight for here. They just want this game to end. Just go Marbella, go bloody Dubai, whatever, and enjoy their summer rest. Whereas Luton, no rest for them yet. They are sitting 21st. They are 1 point above the relegation zone. I won't lie. A few weeks ago, Luton were done. I think they were done. Well, I thought they were done. But they've turned it around. They've had 3 wins in a row now. They beat Derby, which was huge. One of the relegation teams. They're sitting 19th. They're part of this whole relegation battle. So to beat them, that was huge. They beat Bristol City, and then they beat Coventry. Now the Coventry one was huge because Coventry are 6th in the league. They're fighting for a playoff spot. And Luton somehow beat them. Luton done it. So 3 wins in a row. Anyway, Luton are away for this one. However, like I said, because West Brom, they've got nothing to play for. Luton, they're going to be fighting for their lives. I believe if Hull lose tomorrow, then it doesn't matter what happens. It doesn't matter what happens. Luton can lose and Hull can lose and Luton will stay up. I've looked at the odds and Luton draw no bet at the moment is odds of 1.8. So yeah, I think that's very good odds. Again, I'd wait in play first. See how it goes. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a very dull game. That's why a draw no bet is my preferred option here rather than a straight win. And if you look at West Brom's form anyway, they've only won 1 game in the last 5. And even at home, they've only won 2 games in the last 5. So form-wise, Luton are doing better. They've got more to play for. Draw no bet, odds of 1.8. Wait and play first. Just see how it goes, and then you can jump on. If it's all West Brom, which I'll be very surprised about, then obviously do not place any bets. Skip this one. Okay, now we are going on to the games where I expect goals to happen. If you've watched any of my other videos, the same principle applies. So we are looking at a first half goal in these games. Now, when kickoff happens for these games, the odds will probably be quite low. I like to go for at least odds of 1.8. Depending on the match in the league, sometimes this can reach 1.8 after about 15 minutes. Sometimes it might take about 22 minutes. But as long as we see action in these games, shots from both teams, then over 0.5 first half goals with odds of 1.8 is what I like to see. But some of you guys might like odds of 1.5 or lower. It's up to you. It's how you bet. It's what you're happy to profit. The first game I'm going for is Hungary. It's at 2:30. It's in Hungary rather. At 2:30. And it's Debrecen against MTK Budapest. If we look at their recent games, Debrecen, they've ended 4-3, 4-1, 1-0, bit crap, 2-1 and 2-1. So 4 out of the 5 have had over 2.5 goals, and 4 out of the 5 had both teams scoring. These are their home games, by the way. And if we look at MTK Budapest, when they've played away from home, their last 5 games have all had both teams scoring, and 2 of them have had over 2.5 goals. But I like the fact that they've all had both teams scoring, and we should see goals. I'm happy with this one, and yeah, they're both conceding, they're both scoring. Let's look at the previous head-to-heads. I mean, their last game was in February, ended 2-0. But before that, the head-to-heads were 3-2, 2-1, 2-1, 3-1, and 3-0. We should see goals. So again, like I said, first half goal. But if you prefer over 2.5 goals, that's also another market you can look at. I've looked at the odds of that, and the odds of that already are 1.53, which is very solid. They will reach 1.8 after like 7 minutes. So that's another option you could use, but I prefer a first half goal. Let's check out the next game I gave. That's at 8:05. What time's this one? Right, here we go. Here's the next one. The next one, we're heading over to Norway. 3 p.m. and it's Rainham versus Kongsvinger, something like that. The graphic is here. Again, this is for a first half goal or over 2.5 goal market. And let's look at both of their recent games. One downfall was Rainham's most recent game was just 1-0. But before that, it was 2-1, 2-1, 4-2, 2-0. But Kongsvinger's last 5 games, it's been 4-1, 4-1, 7-2, 6-0, 12-0, 2-0. So absolute goal fests. Let's have a look at the head-to-heads. Last played each other in August. That was 2-2. Before that, 2-1, 4-1, 3-0. They're only 4 games into the season. So, I mean, it's not ideal, but at least they've had the 4 games to warm up on. So again, first half goal, over 2.5 goals. That's another game for you guys. How many minutes are we in? 9. I'm trying to do this as quick as possible. And the last game we have is in France. It's at 8:05. And we're going for Saint Etienne versus Monaco. I've picked this one out because both teams still have a lot to go for. Monaco are trying to get a top 3 finish. They're 1 point behind Lille. Saint Etienne, they're in a relegation battle. They've got 27 points. But the teams above them have 28 and 30. So they can still get out of it. It's very important for both teams. But the main key thing about this game, which I like, is the amount of goals when Saint Etienne play at home. It's pretty mad, really. Like their last 5 games, all of them have had over 2.5 goals, and all of them have had both teams scoring. They've ended 2-1, 3-3, 6-1, 3-1, 3-3. Absolute goal fests. We look at Monaco when they play away. They're not that high scoring, but I like that most of them are both teams scoring. So it's been 1-1, 2-1, 2-0, 1-1, 2-1. So they've scored in all of their last 5 away games, and they've conceded in all of them apart from 1. So this is another game for a first half goal as long as there's action, okay? I've got to repeat that. If the game's dead, just skip it. And that's it, guys. That's 4 games for you, 4 key games. Remember what I said, wait and play first and make sure that they're lively. If they're not, do not place any bets. Just skip it and wait for the next one, okay? I will post more videos for you guys next week. See you in the next one. Hit subscribe if you're not already. Take care, guys. Peace.